Honorable Speaker,
माननीय अध्यक्ष
the
जी,
preparation of this budget
इस बजट की
was
तैयारी में
undertaken in circumstances
ऐसी
like
परिस्थितियों में
never
तैयारी की गई
before.
है जैसा
We knew
अभूतपूर्व
of
परिस्थितियां थी,
calamities that have
आपदाएं थी
affected
जिसने
a
प्रभावित
country
किया हमारे
or
देश
a
को
region
और हमारे
within a
क्षेत्र को।
country. But what we have
लेकिन
endured
जो
with
हमने
COVID-19
कोविड-19 में जो
through
देखा
2020 is
2020 में,
sui generis. When I presented the budget
जब मैं बजट प्रस्तुत कर रही हूँ
2020-2021,
2020-21 का,
we could not have imagined
हमने ये
that the
सोचा नहीं
global
था
economy,
कि जो
already in
आर्थिक
throes
व्यवस्था
of a
है
slowdown,
वो उसमें
would
इतनी
be
अधिक
pushed
मंदी
into an
होगी
unprecedented
और
contraction.
अभूतपूर्व इस तरीके की
We
घटना
could have
घटेगी।
also imagined,
हमने ये भी
we
नहीं
could not have also imagined
हम ये भी नहीं सोच
then
पाए थे उस
that our
समय
people,
कि
as
लोग
those in other countries,
जो दूसरे देश के
would
लोग
have
हैं
to endure the loss of near and
उनको
dear ones
अपने
and suffer
सगे
hardships
संबंधियों
brought about
से वंचित
due
होना
to a
पड़ेगा
health crisis.
और उनके स्वास्थ्य संबंधी
The
संकटों का
risk of
मुकाबला
not
करना
having a
पड़ेगा
lockdown was
और
far
जो
more,
लॉकडाउन हुआ
far
उसकी
too
वजह
high.
से
Within 48 hours
48
of
घंटों में
declaring a 3-week long complete
3
lockdown,
सप्ताह का
the Prime Minister
लॉकडाउन
announced
घोषित
the
किया गया
Pradhan
माननीय
Mantri
प्रधानमंत्री जी
Garib
के द्वारा
Kalyan Yojana,
और उस दौरान
valued at
प्रधानमंत्री गरीब कल्याण
2.76
योजना
lakh crores,
की घोषणा की गई
that provided
जिसकी
free
वजह से
food grain
जो
to 800
फूड ग्रेन
million
खाद्यान्न है वो
people,
प्रस्तुत किए गए
free
वो दिए
cooking
गए
gas
बांटे गए
for 80
और
million
कुकिंग
families
गैस
for months,
दी
and
गई
cash directly to over
सीधे
400 million
400
farmers,
मिलियन 400
women,
करोड़ लोगों
elderly, the
को,
poor,
महिलाओं को,
and the
वृद्धों को,
needy.
गरीब लोगों को जो
Even
है
as a
खाना
large
बनाने की
section
गैस
of
रसोई गैस
citizens
दी
stayed
गई।
home, this
पहला
budget
है,
will also
ये
be
बजट
a digital
ये
budget, and
डिजिटल
that has
बजट है
happened with all your support.
और ये सभी आपके
So
समर्थन
far,
से सहयोग से हो
only
पाया है।
3 times
अभी तक सिर्फ
has a
3 बार
budget followed
बजट
a contraction in the economy.
इससे भी इसमें दिखाया गया
All
कि हमारी
such
अर्थव्यवस्था जो
contractions
है वो
earlier were as a
उसमें
result of
प्रभावित हुई
situations
है
typical to India.
और ये भारत
This time,
के
the
अनुरूप है।
contraction
ये
in
जो
our economy
हमारी
is due to
अर्थव्यवस्था
a
में जो
global
खिंचाव हुआ है
pandemic,
वो इसलिए
just
क्योंकि
like
इस समय विश्व
several
के स्तर पर
just like
आपदा
in
आ गई
several other
थी
countries.
और जैसे कई दूसरे देशों ने
Having
इस
said
आपदा
that,
को झेला है
I
ये
want
कहते
to
हुए
confidently
मैं
state
पूरी तरह से
that our
विश्वस्त
government
हूँ
is
कि
fully
सरकार
prepared
पूरी तरह
to
तैयार है
support
और हम
and
समर्थन करने को तैयार हैं
facilitate
और
the
हम
economy's
अर्थव्यवस्था
reset.
को
This
हम
budget
को
provides
पूरी तरह से
every
मजबूती प्रदान करने के लिए
opportunity for our
प्रयासरत हैं।
economy to
इससे
race
हम
and
चाहते हैं
capture the
कि
pace that it needs to that it needs for a sustainable growth. 2013 for small companies by increasing the threshold for paid up capital from not exceeding 50 lakh to not exceeding 2 crores and turnover from not exceeding 2 crores to not exceeding 20 crores. This will benefit more than 2 lakh companies in easing their compliance requirements. As a further measure which directly benefits startups and innovators, I propose to incentivize the incorporation of one-person companies by allowing one-person companies to grow without any restriction on paid-up capital and turnover, allowing their conversion into any other type of company at any time, reducing the residency limit for an Indian citizen to set up an one-person company from 182 days to 120 days, and allow also non-resident Indians to incorporate OPCs in India. This will be a big boost for startups. To ensure faster resolution of cases, the NCLT framework will be strengthened, e-court system shall be implemented, and alternate methods of debt resolution and special framework for MSMEs shall be introduced. During the coming fiscal, we will be launching data analytics, artificial intelligence, machine learning driven MCA 2.1 version to MCA 21 version 3.0. MCA 21 version 3.0. This version 3.0 will have additional modules for e-scrutiny, e-adjudication, e-consultation, and compliance management. Disinvestment and strategic sale. In spite of COVID-19, we have kept working towards strategic disinvestment. A number of transactions, namely BPCL, Air India, Shipping Corporation of India, Container Corporation of India, IDBI Bank, Bharat Earth Movers Limited, Pawan Hans, Neelachal Ispat Nigam Limited, among others, would be completed in 21-22. Other than IDBI Bank, we propose to take up the 2 public sector banks and 1 general insurance company in the year 21-22. This would require legislative amendments, and I propose to introduce the amendments in this session itself. In 21-22, we would also bring the IPO of LIC, for which I am bringing the requisite amendments in this session itself. In the Atmanirbhar package, I had announced that we will come out with a policy of strategic disinvestment of public sector enterprises. I'm happy to inform the House that the government has the government has approved the said policy. The policy provides a clear roadmap for disinvestment in all non-strategic and strategic sectors. We have kept 4 areas that are strategic, where bare minimum CPSEs will be maintained and rest privatized. In the remaining sectors of all CPSEs will be privatized. The main highlights of the policy are mentioned in Annexure 3. To fast forward the disinvestment policy, I'm asking NITI to work out on the next list of center public sector companies that would be taken up for strategic disinvestment. To similarly incentivize states to take to disinvestment of their public sector companies, we will work out an incentive package of central funds to states. Idle assets will not contribute to Atmanirbhar Bharat. The non-core assets largely consist of surplus land with government ministries and departments and public sector enterprises. Monetizing of land can either be by way of direct sale or concession, or by similar means. This requires special abilities, and for this purpose, I propose to use a special purpose vehicle in the form of a company that would carry out this activity. In order to ensure timely completion of closure of sick or loss-making CPSEs, we will introduce a revised mechanism that will ensure timely closure of such units. I have estimated 1,75,000 crores as receipts from disinvestment in BE 21-22. Government financial reforms. Under the Treasury single account, the TSA system, autonomous bodies directly draw funds from the government's account at the time of actual expenditure, saving interest costs. We will extend the TSA system for universal application from 21-22. On the recommendation of the 15th Finance Commission, we have undertaken a detailed exercise to rationalize and bring down the number of centrally sponsored schemes. This will enable consolidation of outlays for better impact. The government is committed to the development of multi-state cooperatives and will provide all support to them. To further streamline the ease of doing business for cooperatives, I propose to set up a separate administrative structure for them. So the third pillar of Atmanirbhar Bharat, inclusive development for aspirational India. Honorable Speaker, sir, under this pillar, I will cover agriculture and allied sectors, farmers' welfare and rural India, migrant workers and labor, and financial inclusion. Agriculture. Our government is committed to the welfare of farmers. The MSP regime has undergone a sea change to assure price that is at least 1.5 times the cost of production across all commodities. The procurement has also continued to increase at a steady pace. This has resulted in increase in payment to farmers substantially. In case of wheat, a total amount paid to farmers in 2013-14, Honorable Speaker, sir, the data that I give now is important for all honorable members to kindly hear. In case of wheat, the total amount paid to farmers in 2013-14 was 33,874 crores. In 2019-20, it was 62,802 crores. And even better, Honorable Speaker, in 2020-2021, this amount paid to farmers was 75,060 crores. Honorable Speaker, again an important fact, the number of wheat growing farmers that were benefited increased in 2020-21 to 43.36 lakhs compared to 35.57 lakhs in 2019-20. That much of an increase within 1 year. For paddy, again an important data. For paddy, the amount paid in 2013-14 was 63,928 crores. In 2019-20, this increased to 1,41,930 crores. Even better, in 2020-2021, this is further, in 2020-21, this is further estimated, and I'm saying this is further estimated because the procurement is ongoing, and therefore I can't give you the final figure. This is further estimated to increase to 1,72,752 crores. The number of farmers benefited increased from 1.24 crores in 2019-20 to 1.54 crores in 2020-21. In the same way, Honorable Speaker, sir, in the case of pulses, the amount paid in 2013-14 was 236 crores. In 2019-20, this was increased to 8,285 crores. Now in 2021, it is at 10,530 crores. More than 40 times increase from 2013-14. The receipts to cotton farmers have seen a stupendous increase from 90 crores in 2013-14 to 25,974 crores I'm giving you data as of 27th January 2021. This is bound to increase. From 90 crores for cotton farmers in 2013-14 to 25,974 crores in 2021. All the details in complete narration is available in Annexure 4 to my speech. Once the health situation stabilized and the lockdown was being slowly lifted, we switched to ramping up government spending so as to revive domestic demand. As a result, against an original BE expenditure of 30.42 lakh crores for 2020-21, our RE estimates are 34.50 lakhs, 30.42 now within the year going up to 34.5 lakh crores. We have maintained quality of expenditure. The capital expenditure estimated in the RE is 4.39 lakh crores as against 4.12 lakh crores in the BE stage. So the beginning of the year, we had marked only 4.12 lakh, whereas it is 4.39 lakh crores as we end the year. Fiscal deficit in RE 2020-2021 is pegged at 9.5% of the GDP. Fiscal deficit in RE 2020 to 2021 is pegged at 9.5% of GDP. We have funded this through government borrowings, multilateral borrowings, small saving funds, and short-term borrowings. We would need another 80,000 crores, for which we would be approaching the market in these 2 months. We would be needing another 80,000 crores, for which we would be approaching the markets in these 2 months. To ensure that the economy is given the required push, our BE estimates for expenditure in 21-22 are 34.83 lakh crores. This includes 5.54 lakh crores as capital expenditure, an increase of 34.5% over the BE figure of 2020-2021. The fiscal deficit in BE 21-22 is estimated to be 6.8% of the GDP. The gross borrowing from the market for the next year would be around 12 lakh crores. We plan to continue with our path of fiscal consolidation and intend to reach the fiscal deficit level below 4.5% of the GDP by 2025-2026, with a fairly steady decline over the period. We hope to achieve the consolidation by first increasing the buoyancy of tax revenue through improved compliance, and secondly, by increased receipts from monetization of assets, including public sector enterprises and land. The Contingency Fund of India is being proposed to be augmented. The Contingency Fund of India is being proposed to be augmented from 500 crores to 30,000 crores through finance bill. In accordance with the views of the 15th Finance Commission, we are allowing a normal ceiling of net borrowing for the states at 4% of GSDP for the year 21-22. A portion of this ceiling will be earmarked to be spent on incremental capital expenditure. Additional borrowing ceiling of 0.5% of the GSDP will also be provided, subject to conditions. States will be expected to reach a fiscal deficit of 3% of GSDP by 2023-24, as recommended by the 15th Finance Commission. In the July 2019-20 budget, I introduced the Statement 27 on extra budgetary resources. It disclosed the borrowings of the government agencies that went towards funding Government of India schemes and whose repayment burden was on the government. In my 2020-21 budget, I enhanced the scope and coverage of that statement by including the loans provided by government to the FCI, the Food Corporation of India. Taking a step further in this direction, I propose to discontinue the NSSF loan to FCI for food subsidy and accordingly, budget provisions have been made in RE 2020-21 and in the BE 2021-22. The extra budgetary resource details are at Annexure 6. We know that the FRBM Act mandates fiscal deficit of 3% of GDP to be achieved by 31st March 2020-2021. The effect of this year's unforeseen and unprecedented circumstances has necessitated the submission of a deviation statement under sections 4 of subclause 5 and section 7 subclause 3b of the FRBM Act, which I'm laying on the table of the House as part of the FRBM documents. Towards achieving central government fiscal deficit along the broad path that I have already indicated, I will be introducing an amendment to the FRBM Act. Honorable Speaker, on the 9th of December 2020, the 15th Finance Commission submitted its final report covering the period 2021 to 2026 to the Rashtrapati Ji. The government has laid the Commission's report along with the explanatory memorandum in the Parliament, retaining the vertical shares of the states at 41%. We recognize our commitment to fiscal federalism and propose, therefore, to adhere to this recommendation. Jammu and Kashmir in the 14th Finance Commission was entitled to get devolution being a state. Now the funds of the UTs of Jammu Kashmir and Ladakh would be provided by the centre. I have also provided on the Commission's recommendation 1,18,452 crores as revenue deficit grant to 17 states in 21-22, as against 74,340 crores to 14 states in 2020-21. In order to incentivize startups in the country, I propose to extend the eligibility for claiming tax holiday for startups by 1 more year, till 31st March 2022. Further, in order to incentivize funding for the startups, I propose to extend the capital gains exemption for investment in startups by 1 more year till 31st March 2022. Sir, I now come to indirect tax proposals. GST. Before I come to my indirect tax proposals, I would like to appraise the House on GST. The GST is now 4 years old, and we have taken several measures to further simplify it. Some of the measures include nil return through SMS, quarterly return and monthly payment for small taxpayers, electronic invoice system, validated input tax statements, pre-filled editable GST return, and staggering of returns filing. The capacity of GST and system has also been enhanced. We have also deployed deep analytics and artificial intelligence to identify tax evaders and fake billers and launched special drives against them. The results speak for themselves. We have made record collections in the last few months. The GST Council has painstakingly thrashed out thorny issues. As chairperson to the Council, I want to assure this House that we shall take every possible measure to smoothen the GST further and to remove anomalies such as inverted duty structure.
Item number 3, Mani Mantri ji.
So I wish to lay on the table the following statements under Section 3(1) of the Fiscal Responsibility and Budget Management Act 2003, the medium-term fiscal policy cum fiscal policy strategy statement and macroeconomic framework statement.
अगर आपको हमारे वीडियोस पसंद आए तो प्लीज़ लाइक करें, सब्सक्राइब करें और शेयर करें।